This comes to the portion of our show where we have half an hour of nothing because neglected to time stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a segment we like to call Fireside Chat with Faustino, which is why I have a fire behind me. I should probably change it so then you can see the fire better. Let me move around. There you go. Or I can do this. Better angle. See, the fire is more interesting than I am. Okay. So this is Fireside Chat with Faustino. Basically, we're just stalling time for Toast and Jam, which will be our last jam of the block. First of all, give it up for Ben Amiri from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for hosting all the way from France. Woo!
Ben's a beautiful man!
He's a beautiful man! The way that this Fireside Chat will go is that literally anybody can come on screen and we're just chatting and observe the... Oh, wait, hold on one second before people come on screen. Before we go on screen. Wait, what happened? Yeah, the fire's frozen. Fire... Wait.
Interesting.
Wait, where'd the fire go? There it is. Okay, now it's working! So, anybody wants to come up, we're just going to chat a little bit. Just wait for people for Toast and Jam to show up. Michael Warkowski, and Michael Ostrauskas, and Michael Lauren! Lauren Michaels!
Oh! Are we getting an SNL?
I had a sex change. What can I say? I'm happier as me. As the new me. Not Lauren Michaels, but Lauren C. I'm loving it. Very powerful person, a lot of money. Saturday Night Live, just saying.
Very nice. We appreciate everything that Lauren has done on and off camera.
I have no idea what I've done off camera.
Well, if you want to find out more, come to the Grounded Scenes Jam later this evening as part of the InterCity Evening Block. So, yeah, we're just hanging out for this point. Everybody here playing in Toast and Jam afterwards?
Does it overlap with the workshops?
It does overlap with half an hour of the workshop.
Then I cannot. I'm helping facilitate one of those.
How are you doing it? Are you doing breakout rooms still, or is it streamed?
So let's talk about it. We're gonna show people our ever so popular Toast and Jam format. I think we're either gonna have one of the teams play live, or I'm just gonna wing it for 15 minutes. We'll see how everybody goes as we're going to it. How does anybody feel about one of the teams gets to play live while everybody else kind of does their own thing, which kind of defeats the purpose of Toast and Jam?
Well, you're giving them a sneak peek into what the rooms look like in Toast and Jam.
That's exactly it. And actually, you know, it's funny that we have both Michael and Elise here because Michael Warkowski, sorry, Ostrauskas, but like both Michael Warkowski and Elise helped make Toast and Jam what it is today.
Yeah, because I came up with the name.
And then my friend Jasmine was like, I just want reps all the time. So we're like, oh, we should just do a jam where we just do reps and then put it on a Saturday morning so that we could justify drinking mimosas, but no one's ever...
So I was going to say, it actually started with me being like, how do we get to do improv but also drink at the same time? That's kind of the evolution of how Toast and Jam happened.
I think shot prov has already been trademarked.
Yeah, that's why we were talking about mimosas. I was saying, I love brunch, I love improv. How do we mix the two together? Michael, why can't we hear you?
Yeah, why can't we hear you?
Kicked out.
I'm gonna dub. Why don't you please go ahead and dub Mike? Let's just tell.
I'm Michael Warkowski. I'm sitting on a sofa. Hello, everyone.
Oh my god.
Still can't hear you, buddy.
He's mad. He's really mad. I can.
Well, while Michael's trying to figure it out, oh my gosh, tomorrow. Well, so technically tomorrow isn't really the anniversary of InterCity. It's actually the day after because the first jam was on Sunday, March 29th of 2020.
There you go. Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. Go.
One might say it's a lot more better.
Oh.
Very nice. But yeah, it's been almost a year, and I can't believe we're all kind of in this spot right now. Isn't that crazy?
It is pretty crazy.
Like, I've never met Lauren before, and now Lauren's one of us.
Apparently.
Hold on, I never belonged to any club that would have me as a member. Oh,
Yeah.
Let me repeat that. I would never belong to any club that would have me as a member, but thank you for including me.
Okay, well, you have been included, but get out. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know how that. Now I don't know how that works.
I'm gonna marry you.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, we have this on tape, right? I
Yes,
can't
we do.
believe.
We're
Cut
still
to a
live.
year later when you guys are getting married. What would okay, Lauren and Faustino,
Yes.
if you guys were going to plan a wedding,
Mm.
what would that wedding look like?
Well, if I may, Faustino, and you know how much I care for most of what you say.
We've never met before, but keep going.
Well, I have so many questions, but let's start with, I see a lot of water. I see an underwater, experience, a lot of scuba divers, couple of mermaids and a shark.
That sounds fantastic. I don't see what the issue is.
Are you guys going to be dressed up like mermaids?
Oh, I hope so.
Is the shark going to deliver the rings?
Well, the
Yes.
shark is he's officiating the whole thing.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And Faust, who I feel like I've known you for minutes, but listen, I think you should wear the mermaid's tail. I've got the hair.
Is it because it would make me look comically more appealing for children?
We're not gonna let's leave the children out of it. I'm not ready to reproduce. As a matter of fact, you can scramble them. You can make omelets out of them. You can throw them at Halloween, but you can't fertilize them.
We're also getting into, now we're back into InterCity Improv territory, just for the record.
Yeah.
Anyway, and you know what? I'll say this. I love the fact that we do have a. Alex is in both rooms. Guys, give it up for Alex Lee, who's been our tech this morning for Green Room.
Alex.
Also thank Angel, who was doing it a lot earlier than I was this morning.
Yeah, the
Angel!
three of us, Ben, Angel, and myself were the only ones awake at the very crack of dawn, doing stuff, and then we have our lovely volunteers. I'll say this. I do appreciate the fact that we do have that Blue Humor Jam was even a thing. When in the beginning,
Yes.
we're trying to think of a way of wasn't sure how to include Blue Humor in an inner city setting, and I'm glad that Michael took the reins up and made it a thing, and then brought Elise on, and it was.
Hey, wait a second.
No,
I
that-
disagree
Whose
with this.
idea was it? Whose idea was it?
It was a joint
Timeline.
idea. It was a joint idea.
Oh, really? Oh, crap. Okay, I don't know.
Gosh.
No, my point being is that just it works. My thing is specific to inner city, and someone can interject here. It's just that for Blue Humor during the inner city sets, because we're all coming from different parts of the world playing, we just don't know what everyone's tolerance level of Blue Humor is. So the fact that you have a space where it's just yep, we're just gonna go and do it, that's really nice for people to just kind of let loose and let hair. I love the fact that Darren just said we should have a 17 penis gun salute shoot off in the air, and then just have no regrets of it. There's a time and place for it, but I'm glad that was offered, and thanks for letting me play in that set. It's definitely a big part of the community, and how many people keep telling me, oh my gosh, InterCity is great, we have to do this. It's no, that's all Michael and Elise. They've been pulling ass. They've been pulling.
What?
What's
Pulling
that?
ass. Yeah, we've been pulling a lot of
Yeah,
ass.
we've been pulling ass. Don't
Yeah.
correct yourself.
Oh, we pull ass.
We're pulling ass.
Yeah,
Pulling
absolutely.
ass.
We pull ass.
Pull it.
Yeah, I think just in general, most of the improv communities that are online too, it's mostly just creating spaces for improvisers to play that they feel safe to play, and then everyone's interpretation that's always different.
I pretty much just kept getting in trouble for
Yeah.
crossing the line. So I was I need a safe space for myself.
Yeah.
You know?
You need a release valve. That's where you go get it out.
Hey, I have a surprise for everybody.
Uh-oh.
I was looking at what our friend Faustino was wearing right now, and it looked very familiar. And I realized that he must have gone back in time to when I was in college.
Oh my God.
Oh my
There
God.
is, this is 32 years ago, 1989.
Oh my God.
85
Michael,
Iron
Why
Man.
did you lift up
There we
the
are.
killing me.
picture, David? Just leave it where it is now.
Wait a minute. Can you send us that in a picture form for a virtual background? We all need a virtual background that immediately.
Someone take a picture.
All right. You know what?
Wow.
Let's all talk about how we met each other. Because now it's so.
How
By the
did
way,
we meet?
It's a city.
we
Well,
didn't.
no, I feel like I met Faustino at Mosh's Improv because that's the only way I knew InterCity.
Oh, okay.
I think what happened was, so there's a guy, Efren Villa, who's mostly associated with the New Improv Order out in New York City. had started creating a list of jams through Google Calendar. And anybody who wants to know more about the calendar, like feel free to email us at intercityimprov@gmail.com. Or visit our website because it's actually posted there. It's he had a list of improv things, and I think Masha's was someone put Masha's
On the list.
on
Yeah.
that list, and that's where I came in. And then I started coming, and I think eventually I forgot who came in. There was like our friends, Jason, Mish were there.
Yeah, no, we had a bunch of people in that crew, and then we started infiltrating InterCity. And now I can't hear David.
I know I brought Josh with me at one point because he was looking for something. And then I think you invited Michael Rakowski.
Yes,
No,
you
me
did.
and Michael were talking about it. We had no I invited Michael to
You did
Masha.
invite me. I remembered it.
I know you
refuse
get
to
really
invite
like intense about this guy. Yeah, I invited Michael to Masha's.
Yeah, and then now it's this whole thing where like for a while we were doing Tuesday, and I still miss that Tuesday nights.
Those were the Tuesday Thursdays were so fun. It makes you feel like it was like so long ago too. Like
As we're called, drinking while doing improv was a theme for those as well.
oh yeah, those are like happy hour days, like Thursdays, or for a while we were doing it Thursday nights and then Friday nights, and it was also at the beginning of the pandemic where like I felt like my alcohol consumption had increased in the beginning, where I was like, hey, I need an excuse to socially drink. Improv. So those are definitely like happy hour improv for sure. Those were fun.
So if I can interject for a second, I am from Detroit, Michigan, born and raised, and you guys are, so who is in California? Boston?
I am.
Michael, are you in California? So you're all three, so, and Faustino, where are you from?
I'm from Las Vegas by way of Buffalo, New York.
Okay. Interestingly enough, without this whole pandemic thing, I never would have connected with you guys. And it's
Yeah.
seriously, it's such an awesome experience. And there's nothing more delightful than having zero censorship, which is my end goal and my existence from beginning to end. Let's just being able to fully express ourselves without being concerned about someone putting a lid on the creativity. So
Yeah.
I love all you guys. You're just such a pleasure, and I'm really, really old, so I think what I say holds some credibility. Probably 2 or 3 times.
Again, it's all
age,
about
except for David. David is old, ugly, and probably older than me.
I resemble
Maybe
that.
you're not so ugly. Pardon?
Wow.
we're ripping each other for a
If
little bit.
Lauren and David were gonna get married.
Oh, Jesus. I turn it over to my wedding planner, Michael Rakowski.
Very nice.
Okay, I'm seeing a visit to the forest of the swaying penises. That's where the wedding takes place.
Let's
That's in
segue.
Russia, isn't it?
I met Ben before everybody else here in the room. Actually, yeah, I met Ben back in 2017, right? 2017?
Boy, I'm bad with stuff like that, but yeah, it could be.
Oh, God.
Where at?
Pittsburgh.
We met in Pittsburgh. We met at the Greer Cabaret Theater downtown, which is a fantastic space. That was when I learned how to play the piano for improv, and it just worked out where I take classes at Carnegie Mellon for music, and I just looked up improv jam, and then Ben was running the Thursday jam, and that's how we know each other. And then since then, so every time I come back, Ben's been kind of my go-to. Him and Kevin O'Brien been helping me set up, and then just being as much as possible with the Pittsburgh community, which the long form jam is kind of based off of a little bit. So I met Ben before everybody else. Apparently, then the next person would be David, but I never saw David or acknowledged him when I met him the first time.
We were just at a jam together that Steph led. I just remember you because you sat down, or maybe it wasn't Steph, maybe it was Robbie, and you sat down and you played. And you went.
Oh my God! If it was Robbie, that was the very first time I stepped foot in that theater. Then.
Yeah, and then you went out to lunch with the people from the music improv class, which included my friend Jerry.
Yeah. Oh shit! Jesus. That was that same summer then, because I went
then
from.
you came back in a little bit later, and when Steph was doing it, I think.
Yeah, I took a train from LA to LA, stopped a couple places to Chicago, to Buffalo, because I was touring. I was studying at all the second cities for piano, or at least kind of coupled it together. So that means I met David and Ben. I was in the same space as David and Ben within like a month of.
But then at the beginning of the pandemic, all the music improv jams that's Dr. Steph led went to Zoom for a month or two, and you kept joining those, and Tez Yancey was in those, and Donna Paul was in those, and then then that stopped, but and then I saw, hey, he's doing InterCity.
Yeah, I'll give props to a lot of the people who were starting jams. I haven't seen them in a while, but those who were like at the very beginning were just like, we have to keep something going. So for a long time, Steph McCullough, first of all, one of the most beautiful people in the world. She, hold on, I'm gonna leave it at that. She, for a while, she was still keeping up the Saturday music jams at Second City, like online, and then I met a bunch of people through that. And then from there on, for a while, when they stopped doing it, it was like, besides InterCity, like, where were other musical jam opportunities? You had to pay for a class to do it.
No, Faustino, I have to give you props though, because I remember going to your musical workshops in the beginning of the pandemic, where you were figuring out how to like do music on Zoom and do it, and like you I don't know, you just made it you just made it happen.
You owned it, man.
No, but it was like kind of complex to figure out. Like you figured out exactly like the best way to do it, so you can have the good quality, and it was like a new art form. I mean, it's pioneering the musical improv online Zoom prov.
I'll take some credit for it, but honestly, there was a whole bunch of us at the beginning, like back and forth. So if improv is a small community, musical improv is much smaller. All of the MDs are way smaller than that. Like almost every MD kind of knows each other. Right, so I'm running Toast and Jam. I haven't told anybody what we're doing.
I tell them so.
I just have to pull up some files and scramble. Nah, it's good. So, yeah, there's a few. Like Steph was on there, like in that coalition of trying to figure out the piano. John Sturck from Comedy Support Chicago was on that. I pulled up my friend Alex from Unexpected Productions in Seattle. Nelson from Indiana, like Nelson Velasquez, like a bunch of us were just like, we wanted to do it. How do we keep up? I think at that time Nelson was doing his mariachi band. I noticed at the beginning. Oh no, and then Frank from New York. Like, oh my gosh, like even the week after. So all this started at the New York festival. They shut down the theater, and then the week after is when they immediately started putting musical improvisers online. With audio movers, they had down to a science, and we're all trying to figure out how do they replicate it. So Frank was messaging out. Frank and then Sean Taylor, the owner, were trying to get the information out. Like, this is how we're doing it, but a lot of us couldn't replicate that because the whole thing was like dealing with latency and do we do OBS systems to get it going. So at that point, a lot of people dropped out because some people, mostly novices, were like, this is an exciting thing, improv, hooray. And a lot of the veteran musical improvisers started dropping out because it's not the same. And it's not. Like, I applaud anybody who's doing musical improv now because of just kind of stay tough and remind ourselves what it feels like. It took a long time. I think it even took, I was talking to Tez the other day, I think it took 4 months to finally get a setup that works. And then beyond that, Jasmine kept saying, like, Faustino, we can't hear, Faustino. And I'm like, I almost threw my Mac at one time. It's like, shut the hell up. Like, I get it. Like, it's tough. But definitely, like, all of us were trying to chip in and make it work for everybody. And I'm glad that even now, like tomorrow, we're putting a fucking orchestra on the internet.
Ruin the surprise, Faustino.
No, we've been advertising it. No, it's not an orchestra. It's not big enough yet. We have violin, trombone, viola, double bass. The drummer who's playing cajon, then myself. The drummer is fantastic.
Awesome.
But then giving those opportunities for people as much as possible. I think if anything, like since InterCity started, it was, first of all, we wanted to play without having to pay for anything. But then now, as it got bigger, it's like, how do we just use the platform we built and just give more opportunities as much as possible? So like the sketches, now we've had people forming jams based off of it. Like, I know I'll shout out Elaine from Westside in Santa Monica. They were kind of looking at InterCity and like how to model it, like just just because we were doing a thing like for what we've done, we've tried to be a model for like it's possible. I've had to kind of drag my teams in Vegas to play, and now they're figuring it out, and I still think they're the best teams out there. But it's because of we had to get this going so they could see, okay, it's possible because we're seeing people actually be successful with it. And then we can't even take credit for it because there's so many other groups, which is why we made our festival to include as many other people as possible, because they're also doing stuff on their end too, well known or not. Like they're still doing stuff for the community. So that's my soapbox. And I wouldn't have done it if it weren't for I dropped my internet, and then Michael and Ben just picked up the show order and ran with it, and now we're here. Yeah.
Let's get serious. So I mean it.
It's getting heartfelt. We're just talking about how InterCity kind of came to be.
What was the date of the first InterCity?
V29.
March 29.
Yeah, so I think that means the first one I attended was the second one, and I believe I heard about it from Alex, although if you ask him, I think he'll say he heard about it from me.
I know for a fact Michael's also was the second one, because that was like we should have a team headline.
Yeah, you had KCIC, and so I just hopped on to see them and stayed for the jam, and here we are.
It was there was some who was it? Jen from Pittsburgh told me when we started having headliners that, hey dummy, the headliners went first. And then I didn't realize that, but then we ended up putting them at the end of the show, which is actually a model what we do in Vegas. So when for a while I was saying like, we're modeled after the Thursday jam, and then she pointed it out, and I was like, well crap, we also don't want to mess with the order of things. But that was our first recording was that show of Casey, and it's just me on my MacBook, and everyone can see all my files, like trying to like, how does this work, OBS, and playing the piano, and my God, is this even a thing?
We've done it both ways though in the Pittsburgh Jam. Headliners beginning and at the end. Just depends.
Yeah. I think the Pittsburgh Jam was the very first time I did long form, because I was always playing short form in jams or playing the piano. So it was the first time I ever got to like jump on with people I'd never met before and do long form, and then every time I've gone back I've always tried to make time for it. And then last time I was there I got to even play piano for it.
Mm-hmm.
It was very nice of them. Yeah.
Yeah, when we started this, Michael was in Kansas City, yes?
Yes, indeed.
Oh yeah, people moved
Yeah.
all over here. What was that? Yeah, even Alex made the trip across the country, right? Is he still here?
He's watching the green room for the upcoming jam, but yeah, Alex moved from Athens, Georgia to La Cañada, Flintridge, California in like a 3 or 4 day driving trip, keeping it safe the whole time.
Yeah, Alex stopped by and we had burritos on the side of the road. Elise came by and we had boba.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Blue Humor at Boba.
We were talking about Blue Humor boba.
Yeah.
I was super nervous because I think I saw you before I saw Alex, and I was like, oh my God, I'm seeing a person for the first time. Are they going to wear pants? I don't know. You weren't wearing pants. Who's wearing pants for these things?
I was.
Wait, what?
You're wearing
pants.
You're wearing a
dress.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? It was summer. I think it was summer in Vegas. I was in a maxi dress, I think.
It's crazy. Like, I think now it's like as far as the volunteers go, like I've met half of everybody in person, and there's still the possibility of seeing everybody, like when things get a little bit normal, to try to get everyone together at some point. You're never fully dressed without a smile. You're never.
Here's to you.
With a smile, you're always fully dressed.
Oh. I don't know if I would have played by that.
Okay,
rule.
then I don't need I don't need all the rest of this. So yeah, so we're doing this now.
Yeah.
That's right, Brian. Brian is in the chat. Yeah, I met Brian. No, I met Brian after I met Ben. We met in Boston, and that was a whole thing too. A lot of the people that we get for headliners, and like MDs, actually pop on camera. We're just hanging out. We all met through Boston. Yeah, Improv Boston.
Yeah, through Nemix. That was.
We slept together.
We slept in the same room together.
Oh God!
Wait.
Now the juice comes out.
I think you and like a name slept together.
Nate?
Nate.
Wait, what?
Did they spoon for warmth? What month was it?
What are you, big spoon or little spoon?
I just pulled the I have a CPAP card and got my own bed.
Wait, you use the CPAP as an excuse to get your own bed?
Well, I mean, it also like keeps me alive, but you know.
I did not
You
sleep
don't want
with
to get
that woman.
tangled in the cables.
Stop doing that when I'm taking a drink of water. Spit take is going to happen.
Sorry.
No, I'm good. Spit take is very effective.
Hold on a second. Lindsay, how did we meet?
I think I had come to like one InterCity Jam or something, and then I saw the auditions first, and is that how I found you guys? I think it was through the audition process for Unicorn Kingdom, what later became Unicorn Kingdom, the house teams.
Yeah.
You've done some of the open mics, but that might have been later.
That was definitely later.
Yeah,
I think
that's
I
way
first
later.
met Faustino in the audition. I think I messaged it was like pop up like, do you have a question right now? I was like, can I come to this audition?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, one thing that's kind of really fun about InterCity is like I knew Lindsay when she lived in Chicago, and
In the before times.
2014. But yeah, this was like before. But then you moved to Europe, and I didn't see you for years, and then thankfully we had a pandemic, which meant we got to meet online. Sorry.
Thankfully.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's the upside,
Lindsay,
and I
you've
never
run-
sleep, so they're like,
And
hey,
you've run a
do you
jam
want to do
as well.
shows at 2 a.m? I was like, yeah.
And Lindsay, you've run a jam as well, the bilingual improv jam, which is super fun.
I run a bilingual improv jam and an Improv Boston. I ran the Sunday night jams there between 2006 and when I left in 2013. So, the long history of jams for everyone involved. There's a chain of jams.
All chain of jams. Honestly, like I was really fortunate to be able to travel and see everybody's stuff, and then so Vegas is kind of unique because we were one of the satellite cities for InterCity, so we already had a lot of people like working with like Jason Sudeikis and them built up, and then for a while Liz Allen lived in Vegas for a while, so and I came to the scene, I arrived in the scene as she was going out, so you already had a population who was like already like skilled in group mind. So when they were running their jams, like you already had a group that was already at least had the foundation of just keeping everyone together, and then being able to go around and visit everybody and see how they did their stuff is very inspiring. And then being able to like share that with people online and figuring it out, it's pretty awesome. This kind of allowed us to like share way more than we've ever anticipated. Super nice. Hey, it's the French. Wait, the French.
Wait, what?
C'est le gendarme. Ils sont ici.
Voulez coucher avec moi or something like that.
I don't know why someone had that sound effect on their computer, or they're being arrested in France. I don't know.
Je ne
Could be
parle
both.
pas français.
Ben is in France right now.
Yeah, that's me. That's someone's.
Oh, that's you.
trouble.
Okay.
That's so romantic. I'm going to marry you, Ben. You're romantic. You're in
Wait,
It's
you
the
already
third
promised the
love of France.
Faustino homewrecker.
No, she's married
I
David.
am a
She's married
homewrecker and
Faustina.
flatterer.
Now she's gonna marry Ben.
I gotta say, Lauren, your object work is impeccable. I can see, like, you're doing your French, and I can see the cigarette.
Crazy, isn't it? Check
And
this
the
out.
scarf.
Look at this. This is even
Yes.
better. Ah! No.
That's a stage cigarette, right?
It's a stage cigarette.
Yeah.
It's got, for the viewing audience, let's talk about props. So hold on a second. I want to show you something.
Oh God!
This is,
Cut the stream.
I got,
Wait,
shut up,
plastic
Michael.
bag.
I've had enough of you. You're not fired. You're hired. So the thing is, these props are so great. Do not inhale. I'm begging you not to inhale because they have baking powder in them.
You get one
Or
puff.
cornstarch. I think it's cornstarch. And the cigarette is loaded. It looks lit. See that? So it's got a foil
They're pretty
base.
convincing until
It is very convincing. So you push your breath through the cigarette. See, I got these on Amazon. They're very inexpensive, like this, and you'll see a puff of smoke come out. See that?
Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
You get a couple puffs, and then it's
a
burnt.
lot. Actually, hold on. I need a colored background to.
Well, we saw the puff.
We saw the buff.
Right. So
It
it
was
comes
a pretty
out.
good puff.
Saw the puff.
They're great stage props. Agreed. Right. So there's my play-by-play on theatrical cigarettes. But wait, there's more. Hold on. If you're ever at a Halloween party and body parts are available as you're leaving because people are loaded and not paying attention.
Take an arm on your way out.
Lost. Everybody needs a big hand in the world, so I took one. So always have a skeletal part in your repertoire for things like this.
Well, let's give her a hand, everybody.
This piece of bony material.
Oh my God, people keep shifting and turning their cameras on and off. I'm trying to co-host people. It's like herding cats.
I do wonder.
This is the segment of the fireside chat with Faustino gets stressed, everybody.
Yes.
I do wonder if there's going to be more props when we get back to live theater, because I know there's definitely been a lot more props in Zoom Prov than there was in person.
Yeah, shout out to Jennifer Prescott. For me, I give her at least a lot more Betters Award for best prop work with her large blue ball. That comes in handy most of Blue Humor, and so Jennifer, if you're out there, thank you. We love your prop work.
If nothing else, I think hat prop might be become a thing.
Hat prop.
It used to be back in the day. There'd always be a bucket of hats or a tickle trunk backstage.
Speaking of hat prov, which I'll give credit to Bianca, who's apparently obsessed with hats. Before, because we're getting a couple of minutes.
Deservedly.
Right, we're probably gonna start Toast and Jam in a couple of minutes, and then we're gonna cut the stream. And then, please, everyone who's watching online, I'm not even paying attention to the stream at this point. I completely forgot.
We're interviewing you, Faustino, in theory.
Kind of, sort of.
We'll come back. We'll restart the stream at 4 p.m. So please join us.
Pacific.
I lost my browsers. Please join us to celebrate all the jams. We got 3 of them. We got a bunch of teams on the Plan Block, and then join us tomorrow for our final stream, which involves the house teams, Highwire, and then us. What I was gonna say was,
beard too.
What was I gonna say? I've been getting people leading up to today. A lot of people are asking me about, hey, when we're all gonna meet in Vegas. But still thinking about it. Part of it is because a lot of it. First of all, here in the room, Michael Ostrauskas, Alex might be jumping in a second. I don't know. But the 6 of us or so who are planning this festival and not having as much experience at all to plan a festival, and then Laura helped out also with that. The fact that we even got going, I'm tired. I'm going home after this to take a nap and also register for my parking. But I would hopefully, if we had planned this properly, we would already have a date for you, and I'll say just that much about it. Thinking about it, I feel like at this point, InterCity is not going away. We celebrated a 10-week anniversary. We celebrated a half-year anniversary. We're celebrating our full year anniversary because I've always was scared, like, is this gonna keep going? And clearly, we've built something, so it's gonna stay like. We're gonna make it something no matter what it's gonna be. So to Vegas, we're gonna plan something and stick around the community, be a part of it, and find out more when we get to it. But expect something to come in the future, maybe just not next week because I'm gonna be sleeping. But we'll find a way to get everybody together. Everyone's been part of InterCity. Anyone's been a part of online improv. We'll try to get something going. I think that's pretty much it for Stalin. I'm gonna keep the fire going, but that's kind of been the fireside chat with Faustino. Anybody have any other comments before we move on? And anyone can share anything before we start.
Thank you, Faustino.
Is my video disabled on purpose?
We're streaming, and you were looking at your phone.
I was just going to say thank you, Faustino, for starting all this and helping to bring us to together. None of us would have met, most of us, if you hadn't started all this. So let us all, yay, Faustino.
Faustino.
Everybody in Toast and Jam, come on, we're about to start.
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow. Which nobody can deny.
Right. And
hooray!